It's D-Day at the Etihad. Manchester City versus Arsenal. This is where the game could be won or lost in terms of the title. This is the title decider. Everyone is saying Man City is going to win it. Everyone's saying Arsenal have lost the momentum. They've drew 3 games in a row, 2-2 against Liverpool, 2-2 against West Ham, both games away. Then at home, 3-3 against Southampton. However, it's been mentioned that Arsenal has been unbeaten, I think, in the last 11 games, but they've lost the momentum. They've got injuries. Saliba is injured. Tomiyasu is injured. Xhaka is injured as well. There's question marks over whether Xhaka will play today. If Xhaka is not playing today, Arsenal are in big trouble because there's no one to really cover the hole that Xhaka plays. And this is where the squad is quite important, because if you look at Man City, they've got such a big squad. Like if Kevin De Bruyne is injured, someone else steps in. If Gundogan's injured, someone else steps in. If Haaland's injured, someone else steps in. But as you can see with Arsenal, we don't have that strength and depth. We're missing Saliba, and now we've got Holding, and they're both very different defenders. And you can see that since Saliba has been away, Arsenal, we've not been the same. So now let me analyse it from Arsenal's point of view. Being an Arsenal fan myself, let me look at how the game is going to be played. If we start from the back, Ramsdale. Now, Ramsdale made a massive error, which I believe cost us the game against Southampton, because we were on the back foot from 25 seconds when he, why would you give a back pass to a player in the middle when you've got 2 players closing on a defender? A lot of teams now know how Arsenal play. They know Ramsdale's going to pass it from the back, so of course they're going to put pressure on the defenders. Ramsdale should be clever to have known that this is going to be the case, analyze the situation, pass it to your fullbacks, or just lump it over, like most traditional goalkeepers would do. What's all this obsession with, I must pass it from the back, even though the opposition are pressing down? It will be suicidal to do that against Man City. Man City have got Haaland, they've got Alvarez, they've got Mahrez, they've got Grealish, they've got Silva. Any of these players will press you to death. Trust me, they're going to press defenders to death, and they're going to target the weak points of Arsenal, which is Holding. Holding cannot pass the ball. I'm sticking with the defence. Holding cannot pass the ball. Gabriel has not been his usual self since he's lost his partner in crime, Saliba. He's been making rash mistakes, rash decisions. He's not been alert. Walcott sped past him like a train. Walcott is like 31. Sped past the 23-year-old Gabriel like he wasn't even there. What is going on, Gabriel? Gabriel caused a penalty as well against West Ham, losing concentration, losing focus at vital moments of the game. Our central defence is in shambles. Look at the fullbacks. Ben White's kind of running out of steam now. This is when we needed Tomiyasu. We're not able to swap Ben White because we haven't got a right back. Tomiyasu's gone. Cedric Suarez is gone as well. And there's a third right back whose name I kind of remember, who we let go of. So Ben White is having to play a full 90 minutes and he looks shattered. Then on the left, Zinchenko is not a left back. Zinchenko is actually a midfield player who plays in a left back position. And the problem with Zinchenko is that while he's good as that extra midfield man, when we lose the ball, Zinchenko is nowhere to be seen. And this is where Kieran Tierney is so good. Kieran Tierney is a traditional left back, and he overlaps with Martinelli. And I think Martinelli and Tierney are the perfect partnership because they overlap each other. Whereas Zinchenko has his attributes where basically he's that extra man in midfield. But against City, it is going to be tricky. It's a question of, while Zinchenko is playing that extra man in midfield, because I believe Arteta is going to play Zinchenko over Tierney, we're going to need people like Martinelli to drop back and do the defensive duties, which is going to be a problem because then we're going to lose the attacking moves of Martinelli, because we can see that in the last few games he has kind of tired out, in the last 10-20 minutes of the game because he's, running up and down doing Zinchenko's work. So this is a problem. And Partey, what is going on with Partey? Partey's been making mistakes. He lost the ball against West Ham, which cost us a goal. Partey, he's not been decisive in terms of, the quick passes he was doing. He's been pensive on the ball. Maybe he has got something on his mind. I don't know what's going on with Partey. In the last game we played Vieira, Fabio, do not do that, Arteta. Do not do that in a Man City game. That will just kill us, A lot of people are saying play Trossard, but I don't believe Trossard should play in that midfield position alongside Partey. Simply because Trossard is not a defensive-minded midfield player. He's going to be attacking-minded, and when we lose the ball, Trossard has not got the pace to run back. Jorginho is a positional midfield player. His game is based on positioning. He knows how to distribute the ball. He knows when to run. He knows when to stay in position. We know Jorginho hasn't got any pace, so he's not going to be running. So Jorginho can play in that defensive midfield position. I believe at Etihad, our job is not to attack. Our job is to counter-attack, because Man City are going to come in for the kill, because Man City also need to win the game. It's not just Arsenal that need to win the game. Man City need to win the game because no one knows what's going to happen in the next 8 or 7 games that's remaining to play. So Arsenal have to win the game just as much as Man City does, because whoever wins the game has got the momentum to go on to win, the title. And that's why this is a title decider, not because there's no more games to play, but because whoever wins it has the confidence and momentum to go on and win the title. Now, if we look at our front three, we've got Martinelli, which I just mentioned. He's been on fire the last 6 games. I think he's scored and assisted in every game. We've got Saka on the other side. Saka has been a bit quiet, though he did well in the Southampton game, but against Liverpool and West Ham, he was nowhere to be seen. They're saying Nathan Ake is not going to be there for the Man City game, so Saka should have more freedom to roam about. I don't think so whatsoever. This is the Etihad. I'm just worried that the occasion might overrule the Arsenal players and they might freeze. The pressure might get to them as well. They start making silly mistakes. We've got Gabriel Jesus, who's coming back to the Etihad as well. Who knows what emotions is going to be running through Gabriel Jesus' mind at the Etihad. Maybe he's got a point to prove. Maybe this is a good thing for Gabriel Jesus. Maybe he wants to say to Pep, it was a mistake to let me go. I believe the Arsenal players are going to be playing out of their skin tonight. Are the Man City going to be doing the same? Maybe they've got one mind on the Champions League. Who knows? Or maybe we're just going to be our own victims. Maybe we're the ones shooting ourselves in the foot. Silly back passes to Ramsdale. Haaland, capitalizes on that and scores. Ramsdale doing silly passes to the defense. Again, Haaland or Mahrez or Grealish, takes that and scores. We are our own victims. All our losses against Man United, against Man City, against Everton has been our own doing. We need to stop making mistakes at the back. Set pieces, we need to know where players are at set pieces. We need to know how to defend. Because if we do not do that, Man City is going to kill us. Now, I'm not of the opinion that we are going to lose this game. I'm of the opinion that we can sneak it, However, we need a few things on our side. We need luck on our side as well, because football is also about luck as well. Luck when it comes to penalty decisions, free kicks, corners, we're vital. Also, luck when it comes to VAR, because as we can see in the past, against Brentford, VAR was against us when we should have won that game. And look at Tony Scott, and it was an offside. We need VAR on our side as well. We also need the ref to make the right decisions. The ref is very vital. The ref should not freeze at the Etihad. A lot of refs are not coming to freeze at Etihad. Etihad is becoming the new Old Trafford now. What's going on? So, have I missed any player out? I don't think so. I'm not confident about this game, if I'm being totally honest with you. But at the same time, we have to hope. We have to go in focused, concentrated, play out of our skin, kill this game, kill them, play our absolute best. We have to be killers, play like trained killers. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, Partey, Xhaka or Jorginho, Gabriel, Holding, Ben White, Zinchenko, Ramsdale. You have to be killers.